Day 395. So today was supposed to be a a swimming and a painting day, turn into a painting only day. Hopefully the constant movement of my hands back and forth and the constant moving of the ladder, taking it up and putting it down and climbing it and climbing down, will suffice for my activity, especially since I did like 8 hours non-consecutive. I had lunch breaks and things like that. But pretty much from like 9 o'clock to like 6 o'clock, I was in and out of the house painting. I started with the right side of my house. It's the tallest portion. The right and my left side of the house are this level, but the ground is not. My house is kind of on a small incline, like 4 or 5%. And so the left side of the house has a slope downward from my neighbor's house, and the right side of my house has a slope downward from my house. And so when you get on the ladder, right, it feels like you're going higher, because you are in a position where the ladder is lower than ground level, or like the level at which you see the concrete, and then you see the house. So either way, I started there, and then made my way around the house, finishing up the back of the house at the very end of it. I did kind of have a mistake on my side, I guess would be the best way to describe it. It's not a new ladder, but I never used it for the functionality of like getting onto my roof, or doing what I was doing, which is like I would start out, at 10 feet or something, and then I'd have to extend it to 12, and then 14, and then and it's not the standard like extension one you'd see painters have. It's actually a split extension with a A-frame in the middle, or an A-lock, so that you can use it as like a step ladder, the traditional kind of A-frame ladder, or you can lock it in place and make it a single ladder that you'd use on the side of the house, or lean up against a wall. So the proper way of handling this ladder, by the way, is if you want to extend it, you take it from where it's standing, you bring it down to the ground at an angle, and then you unlock the joints, extend it or contract it, and then lock the joint back in, and then raise the ladder back up and move it to wherever you need it. Fairly early on, I made a stupid mistake of thinking I could hold up a portion of the ladder, unlock it, and then slowly lower it down, so I wouldn't have to do the extra work of putting it down on its side and then bringing it back up. And that was a mistake. It shot through, and ended up my foot was in the way, and so the extension portion ended up hitting my foot. And so another reason why I didn't go swimming is because I now have a cut on my foot that needs some time to heal. Granted, that happened while I was working on the right side of my house, and I hadn't even gotten to the apex of the triangle, so I still did 6-7 hours worth of work with it. But as I've mentioned before, the pool I like to go to is a kind of well pool. It is filtered, but they end up they have to flush it once a week, otherwise the algae blooms and it gets too green. So no chlorine, no things like that, which means not the greatest water to go with a recently opened wound. So yeah, that was my day. I did get the whole trim done. And when I'm talking about the trim, I'm talking about the portion just underneath the roof, between the roof and the start for the siding. I will have to go do it again because one coat is not enough, needs two. So 8 hours equaled one coat. It's just a lot of single-handed brush strokes and a lot of getting into corners and things like that. And I'm also changing it from a dark brown to a white. So I have to put on a lot and make sure I'm getting every corner, nook, and cranny. So I'll be doing that over the course of the next week. Tomorrow and Tuesday will be relaxation days. I might do a little bit of painting just to kind of keep the momentum going, because I want to get this done before my mother comes down, and I still have the sidings to do, although the trickiest portion is the trim that I'm doing. So hopefully it shouldn't be too difficult, but barring rain and other issues like that, I will have finished painting my house and it'll be ready for the sun and the summer. So yeah, the life of a homeowner, right? Anyways, till tomorrow.